Welcome, CFSL fans, to the Glass Bowl, where tonight it'll be host to the Kent State Golden Flashes and the Toledo Rockets. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Jeff Melanition, and joining me tonight will be Nate Murphy. Nate, the MAC standings are very close. Toledo 1-1, Kent State 2-0. With the standings so close, every play matters.
Absolutely, and tonight look for quarterback Tanner Jones, a senior for this Toledo team. He's going up against a very young secondary in Kent State. It's going to be a big matchup, and if he can take advantage of it, Toledo's got a shot to get that second MAC win.
What are going to be the keys to the game so far for both teams?
Taking care of the football is going to be huge. Neither team can turn it over. Two explosive offenses that know how to put points on the board, so every possession is going to matter.
Dylan Tate will start out in the shotgun formation. He's got the tight end Radloff in motion from left to right. He starts off getting the snap, firing across the middle. He was looking for Tyler King Jr., but it falls incomplete.
Good defense there. A couple of crossing routes on that one, and with plenty of time to sit back there and survey the field, he wasn't able to find anybody open.
Two receivers to the top of the formation, one to the bottom. Is for the second play, they're going to do an end around. They were under center for that one, so Jace Nickelberry with the carry for only a gain of 2 and setting up Kent State back. It's going to be third and a long 8.
Yeah, good job by this defense. They weren't fooled by the jet sweep action. The ends were able to hold their ground and force everything inside, and it was a quick tackle.
3-down defensive lineman for Toledo here as Dylan Tate drops back. He's going to fire underneath. Pass is caught by his running back, Tyler King Jr., who is leading his team in receptions coming into this one. But the defense for Toledo comes up big. Trent Williams with the stop.
Yeah, good job swarming to the ball and making a quick tackle. And these running backs, both teams' running backs are going to be key in the passing game as well as on the ground.
Were you surprised at that opening stanza for Kent State that they didn't take a shot deep or have Dylan Tate run with the football?
A little bit surprising Tate didn't get a carry there. But again, early in the game, just looking to feel some things out, maybe saving that big shot for a little bit later.
All right, so what are you expecting to see from Tanner Jones here tonight?
Well, again, Jones has got to protect the football, and he's done a pretty good job of that so far this season. And as we see here, using his legs is going to be another key for this Toledo offense.
But it's not going to go for nearly as big of a gain as what he thought, as he only picks up 1.
Yeah, good job again by the Toledo defense, or excuse me, the Kent State defense, getting there quickly and shutting that down early.
Dale Uber with the tackle coming down from his strong safety spot. So here's 2nd down and 9. Looking across the middle, Jones will hook up with McMahon, but only for a pickup of 8, setting up a manageable 3rd down and 1.
This is where you want to be if you're going to have third downs. You want it to be 3rd and short. Now you have the option to run it or throw it, so Kent State's defense has to be ready for anything.
Hey, they're going to do a handoff up the middle, and that's a good call. Dallas Gregory with a 7-yard run on the play and getting the first down of the game.
Toledo's offensive line right there just did a great job of opening up a big hole for Gregory, and he was about 3 yards downfield before Kent State could even think about getting a hand on him.
So 1st down and 10, and first time that either team is in opposing team territory. Gregory getting the handoff, trying to get outside on the right, but he is going to be stopped on the play, and not before he picks up a gain of 4.
Good job getting 4 yards on that one, and that was Clever Moss coming up and making the tackle. He's one of those young secondary members for Kent State.
Here's 2nd down and 6. Handoff, and Dallas Gregory, we're seeing a whole lot of him. And that's going to be a 1st down as Toledo looking really good on their opening drive.
Yeah, good job just creating holes by this offensive line. And this is what we need to see if you're a Toledo fan, is grinding this a little bit and get that running game going.
Oh, but he's going to be stopped for the first time, but only a pickup of 2 on the play, and that's going to be Christopher Barnes with the tackle. And I want to welcome those viewers who may have been tuning into the Auburn and Florida game, where Auburn is leading 24-3 in the second quarter of that one over on twitch.tv. Handoff, and there goes Fuller for his first carry. Not really used as heavily as the secondary back, but here picking up 11.
A good change of pace there, and on the draw play, he had a hole and was able to take advantage of it. And again, a big gain up the middle.
Now pistol set look for Tanner Jones, and he's going to hand it to Fuller as he's trying to break outside, breaking out of 2 tackles before he's finally put down, but all that just for a gain of 3.
Well, that's good gang tackling here. You see not one or two, but 4 Kent State defenders swarming around the ball and making sure they get him down for only a gain of 3.
Dick Manson with his 12th tackle, holding Fuller to a gain of 3, gain of 3 on the play. So here it's 2nd down and 7. It looks like Jones is trying to get a little bit of audibles going at the line of scrimmage, and he throws it out quick. The receiver makes a good play. Trevor Parr breaking out a couple tackles, but ultimately he's going to be stopped for only a gain of 2.
Yeah, just a little quick throw to the outside, and that looked like Dick Mansion there coming from the defensive tackle position, running that one down across the field. Good hustle by the big guy going out there and making a tackle on a receiver.
Inside the red zone, Jones is going to fire it to Trevor Parr yet again, as he's being used heavily in the receiving game. Already 2 catches and it's 1st and goal.
That was a good job by Parr. He got to the sideline and tiptoed it a little bit before he was able to turn it upfield and gets it inside the 5.
Goal line formation, quick throw to the end zone, wide open. Receiver is Kenyon Milton, and he's makes his first appearance and goes into the end zone for his first touchdown here. And a good drive orchestrated by Tanner Jones. We really don't see him throw the football a whole lot in there. The last 3 plays were all passing plays.
But it was set up, I think, by the running game of Toledo early on in that drive. We saw a lot of good carries from both backs, and it really set up that passing game down the stretch in that drive.
All right, so now we saw what Toledo can do, converting a couple 3rd downs and going at the teeth of the defense for Kent State. But Kent State, they went 3 and out on their opening drive. What are you expecting to see from their offense here on their second possession?
No need to panic if you're Kent State. Obviously, it's very early in this one. You have an opportunity. You kind of felt things out a little bit on your first drive. So now maybe you open things up a little bit. You let Tate run it, or maybe you let him take a shot here early in this down.
Surprising that they're going to go under center here. They're going to try the receiver jet sweep again. They ran this play back in their first possession, and John Blair will be stopped for a loss of 3 by Kareem Barnes.
And a good job by Barnes, and we saw it on the opposite side on the first drive. They run that jet sweep. Those defensive ends have done a good job here the first few plays, staying home and not letting that reverse get around the end.
Now empty set here on 2nd and 13, and here's the Dylan Tate everybody likes to see. Doesn't see anything he likes, decides to take off with it, and then he's going to be stopped on the play by Terrell Morris.
Good job by Morris doubling back, got off the block as we saw Tate take off there. And Tate has that ability to use his legs to pick up big plays, and he needs one here on 3rd down.
3rd and 9, look across the middle. He finds his receiver he just waited in the empty spot of the zone. That's Jace Nickelberry. He turns upfield, and he's got the 1st down.
Yeah, Nickelberry got right to the middle of the field. Tate did a great job finding him, hit him on the run, and let him keep running with it when he caught it.
Receiver, that's going to be Tyler King Jr. in motion. Is setting up the receiver screen, or a little bit of a halfback screen there since he's a halfback, and he's still on his feet breaking tackles, and 14 yards later, 1st down for the Golden Flashes.
Great job there getting outside, and like you said, he was just able to catch that little bubble screen, and he's a big back, 245 pounds, so once he gets into open space, he's going to run over those little guys.
Oh, Dylan Tate was looking for Raloff coming across, and he gets absolutely destroyed before he's able to make the reception. Blake North with the tackle.
Great hit by Blake North, knocking the ball free, causing the incompletion there. That's a heck of a way to get a pass breakup.
Breaking up a couple tackles. Tyler King Jr. showing a little bit of his power before he is stopped by Ben Jackson on the play. He picks up 4.
Yeah, King is a big back. I mentioned it a minute ago. He's 245 pounds. He stands 6'3", so that's a pretty tall tailback, but he does a great job getting low and breaking a couple of tackles there.
Going to the backup, running back here, halfback screen down the sidelines. That's Jordan Tate for 24 yards. And before you know it, you look up in a blink of an eye, and Kent State is inside for the first time Toledo territory, then down to the red zone.
Good job setting up his blocks, and he ran behind the big guys real well there. He kind of hid behind a couple of those offensive linemen as he got downfield, and he popped out the other side after they were able to take out a couple of defensive backs for him.
1st down and 10 with 3:09 left to go in the opening stanza. Dylan Tate's going to be in the shotgun formation. He's going to do a draw play and the running back up the middle. That's Jordan Tate for a pick of a 2 before Ace Aries in on a stop.
Aries comes in, makes a big play there, holding it to a gain of 2. And Aries, a relative newcomer to this defense, but he's already made his presence felt this season.
Oh, Yes, he has. 21 tackles coming into the game, only playing 2 games. This is third as Tyler King Jr. is trying to get outside. But again, the swarming tackle, Ace Aries is in on the stop as well as Pete McMahon.
Again, good job wrapping up King, and Aries also sits at 245. So it's a pretty even matchup. When those two butt heads tonight, it's going to be some big collisions.
2-by-2 set. Tate runs into his offensive lineman, and that turns out costly as he's going to be sacked on the play, and the pressure from Aaron Heil getting home.
A good job by Heil, good pursuit, and again, like you said, he just runs into the back of his offensive line and slowed him down enough to cause the sack.
So now I know that many people are going to say that maybe he shouldn't have took off there and maybe tried to scramble with it, but what did you see that you liked from that drive as the field goal is through the uprights from Deion Wyatt?
It was a good answer drive. They gave up a touchdown on Toledo's previous possession. They needed to get something going. They couldn't go 3 and out again. They were able to drive it downfield with a couple of nice runs and the big screen pass. So now they just got to finish with touchdowns instead of 3.
So Toledo, the 4-point favorite coming into this one, is leading by 4, 7-3, but it's still early in the first quarter. As they're going to start, Toledo will start their opening drive here with a run play to Dallas Gregory, picks up 14 going out the right side.
We've seen this multiple times now through their first drive and then this first play, this drive, getting to that right side edge, and Toledo is holding that edge. Kent State hasn't contained that play very well so far.
Pressure coming, and down on the run play. Good job getting into the hole was Dan Glisek.
Yeah, Glisek did a great job getting up there. I read that play from the beginning, and they weren't containing on the right side. They go to the left side, and they took care of business, did the Kent State defense that time.
Getting out and running with it is Tanner Jones. The pocket was collapsing, and he slides before he could take a big shot. Pickup of 4 on the play. Meanwhile, Auburn is up 27-3 at the half. That's number 8 Auburn leading unranked Florida with 3 first-half turnovers for the Gators. That one going over on Twitch.tv. Meanwhile, Skylar Baldwin with his first reception, but steps out of bounds as Tanner Jones, leading him just a little bit too much.
Led him a little too far, like you said, but he didn't really have a lot of room to go. He had a defender right there. If he would have turned it up, I'm still not sure he gets the first down, but it was a nice, safe check down throw. Didn't want to force anything early when there was no need to.
Yeah, and again, this goes back to what you were talking about with turnovers, a very conservative play call, and we're seeing it from both teams. It doesn't seem like they don't want to risk anything with their quarterbacks.
Yeah, and right now it's still early. We got 51 seconds left in the first quarter. There's no reason to take any big risks right now and turn it over, put the ball in harm's way. So conservative until you really have to. You'll see one of them take a big shot here at some point soon, I'm sure.
Raloff coming in motion from right to left. Play action is Tate taking off, and you just see the speed getting out of that hole. And he's going to pick up 9 on the play before he's wrapped up from behind and brought down.
Good job by Tate, and I think they were trying to take that shot. He gave the little pump fake on the fake screen and looked downfield. Good coverage by Toledo, and it forced him to pull it down, but he got a good 9-yard run out of it.
Second play action pass on this drive, stumbles, and the fall forward of the momentum gets the first down as Tate's starting to show his legs now. First down, Kent State.
And he dropped back, and I think he was looking to throw, but it quickly turned that one into almost a quarterback draw, and if he doesn't trip over his offensive lineman, he has a bigger gain than what he wound up with.
Oh, he broke out of a tackle from Aries as he shakes and bakes his way, and he's going to get stopped 1 yard short of the first down marker.
Cedric York had to come up from his corner position and make a good stop there, or Tanner, or he had plenty of room to run there. Excuse me, I lost the name. I'm sorry.
No problem, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Toledo up 7-3, but Kent State has the ball and they're marching downfield. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube. Here at the Glass Bowl, I'm Jeff Melanician, and joining me in the broadcast booth is Nate Murphy for this one. And so Kent State inside Toledo territory as Tate will keep it on the option keeper. Look at that vision, able to turn any which way, and turns up and goes up the midfield. And just like that, he's going to pick up 15 yards and it's a first down.
And Dylan Tate, I'll make sure I get the name right this time, averaging 5 yards a carry. So he's really starting to take over with his legs. And eventually that's going to open things up for the passing game because Toledo's going to have to start bringing up their corners and safeties a little bit to play tighter coverage.
Oh, they almost got the receiver or the defensive line to jump, and that was the play that actually Tyler King Jr. took it and got a first down, but there it falls incomplete.
Good coverage. He threw that one a little quick. I think maybe a little quicker than he wanted to, and that one falls harmlessly to the ground.
Great receiver throw, and boy, we've seen this a couple times in the CFSL where you're just playing with fire. It's Trent Williams in on the stop.
Yeah, he throws that one out there quickly, and there you see Trent Williams makes the tackle, but a couple steps quicker, and he's housing that one on an interception. So a good read and a good tackle.
Yeah, we saw that in Texas A&M, Nebraska, as Nebraska got 2 of those for a pick 6 in back-to-back drives as well. So here, Blakely Radloff with a 5-yard reception, and again, a little bit of conservative play calling, and they're going to try a long field goal from Wyatt.
And that was a good tackle by Blake North, making sure he didn't turn it upfield to get the first down.
Snaps down, kicks on the way. It is through the uprights and good. So Kent State draws within a point. It is 7-6.
And that's a big kick there by Wyatt, knocking that one home. It's a long field goal, not an easy kick to make. And again, the conservative play to make sure they got a little bit on third down helped set up that field goal.
All right, so now they will need it in the end zone as Fuller not wanting to risk anything. So what do you want to see here from Toledo's offense?
Well, I think now would be a decent time to take that big shot, maybe a play action. You've set up the running game pretty well. You take a play action shot here on first or second down.
They're going to start with a handoff to Gregory. He's trying to deliver the stiff arm, but holding on for dear life is Christopher Barnes.
Yeah, good job by Barnes there. Like you said, holding on for dear life is Gregory. If he slips that one, he's got some room to run to the outside. Again, Toledo is controlling the line of scrimmage a little bit, getting good yardage on first and second down on the ground.
Oh, and a busted play on that one as they tried the triple option, but was pushed in by Dick Manson as he comes up with his first tackle for loss, as getting the pressure for there was Dan Gleasack.
Yeah, Gleasack really is the one that destroyed that play. He took the fullback and put him right back in the quarterback's lap on that option play, and he had nowhere to go with it.
Jones will fire it deep. It's caught at the 50, and he's being chased, but it's going to be a house call as Jeremy McMahon with a 76-yard touchdown reception. And just like that, Toledo extends their lead.
Well, there's that big shot we were talking about. We knew one of these teams was going to take it sooner or later, and it looked like a little bit of a busted coverage by the Kent State secondary, and McMahon just able to outrun everybody once the ball got there.
And just like that, for the third time this season, Jeremy McMahon makes a house call. As, boy, that was a big one, as Kent State seemed to be grabbing a little bit of the momentum. Tanner Jones, a gunslinger we're seeing in this game, is now he's been throwing the football for 2 passing touchdowns.
Yeah, and you see there, the yardage pretty even as Kent State gets another possession here. But yeah, the big play, and it's going to take a couple of those from both teams tonight because both offenses are very capable of it.
And another receiver end around jet sweep action. Jace Nickelberry gets 1 yard, but we're seeing this time and time again. This is the 3rd consecutive series that Kent State has run this play.
They must be setting something up, maybe a fake and a bootleg somewhere down the line, or trying to get it outside on the opposite end of that fake. But the defensive ends by Toledo are doing a great job stopping that play as it comes around the end.
Tate having to fire this one underneath. Oh, nice turn upfield from the receiver Kyle Perry, who makes 7 yards just like that, and a 3rd down and short.
Good move there and tackled short of the first down. But like you said, 3rd and short, so you can go play action here, and maybe this is where Kent State takes their shot.
Tate play action. Got all sorts of time, and he fires it. Pass is caught by the tight end Radloff for 25 yards.
And there it was, the play action, and he gets the tight end on a little bit of a corner route. He was all by himself there in between the linebacker and the corner, and that was Shane Yost that comes up and makes a good tackle against a much bigger tight end.
Yeah, it was actually Aaron Heil that was also in coverage there, the number 54, the outside linebacker, that in a nice throw from Dylan Tate in between those 2 coverages. And here it's 1st down and 10 as the receiver coming in motion from right to left, sets up in the slot. I formation, and it's going to be a handoff to Tyler King Jr. trying to get out the left side. Delivers a stiff arm, but he's going to be brought down by the swarm and the convoy of the Rockets, and only pick up a 6.
Yeah, Trent Williams was the first one to get there, and he went for a little bit of a ride as he was being stiff-armed down the field, and he had some help from his friends. A good gain, though, on first down, brings up 2nd and short.
Ooh, and there's a quick burst from Jordan Tate. We're seeing this with both backup running backs. It looks like even Fuller and now Tate, it looks like they're giving a little bit of a burst.
Yeah, just a little change of pace. When you've seen the first guy for so many carries, the next one comes in, and it's a little something different, and it's a little hard to stop.
As Tate breaks out of it, it gets through, but he's going to fumble the football. And it looks like Kent State is there to recover it. We'll have to take a look at this one to see if he was actually down or if the ball did, in fact, come out.
Well, it was a good run either way, and it looks like he may have been down before that ball came out. Kent State is lucky to recover it regardless, but a big run. He's just got to hold on to that one as he's going to the ground.
So probably the first blemish that we've seen by any of the 2 quarterbacks here in this game, but luckily for Kent State, they are on it to recover it and keep possession as they're inside the red zone. But Tate trying to do it with his legs. Meanwhile, we thought Jones was going to do it with his legs as well, but he does it with his arm apparently. As here, Jordan Tate delivering a forearm shiver before he's brought down by Ian Heil, excuse me.
Heil does a good job getting upfield there, making the stop, only a gain of 3. But now we're seeing Kent State start to dominate the line of scrimmage with their offensive line. So this is going to be a big battle, both offensive lines trying to control things.
Tate almost throwing that as an interception to Terrell Morris, but it falls incomplete. So 3rd down and 7 for the Flashes.
Morris just backed up there off his block, and it looked like he may have been dropping into a little bit of zone, and Tate threw it right at him.
Tate will just have to fire this one underneath, and we saw a good play from Kyle Perry a couple plays ago turning it upfield, but here he is going to be stopped on the play by Ace Aries.
Good job getting it out quick, and a big 4th down decision. It looks like they're going to go for it.
Well, the first gutsy play call will go to the Golden Flashes. Tate, pressure, breaks out of it. He's still on his feet, but he's going to be sacked for a loss of 1 on the play, and the ball will turn over back to the Rockets, but deep in their territory.
Well, I'm not second-guessing whether or not you go for it, but I second-guess a straight drop-back pass. I think maybe you give him an option to roll it out or run a little bit of a read option the way Tate's been running it. But a great job by the Toledo defense swarming, making a big play, and then giving it back to their offense after their offense made a big play on their last possession.
So Ace Aries with a big stop, getting his first tackle of his young CFSL career here in his 3rd game. Handoff up the middle to Dallas Gregory, pick up a 3 on the play. But going on in the number 8 Auburn and Florida game, Ronnie Blevins, the quarterback for Florida, takes it in from 5 yards out, and Florida has their first touchdown of the game. Auburn, though, still on top, 30-10 late in the 3rd quarter. That one going over on twitch.tv. Here's 2nd and 7. And Tanner Jones will keep it on the option keeper, turning it upfield as he's being chased. He's still on his feet as he's going to be brought down, but not before he picks up 19.
And that is a strong run for a quarterback that doesn't have a lot of meat on those bones. He does a good job running over a couple of defenders in the secondary. And that was poor Clever Moss took the worst of that exchange. Good run by Jones, picking up a big 1st down.
Yeah, Scott Jones in on the stop. But here, 1st down and 10 as the Toledo Rockets get out of the shadow of their own goal line. And a handoff to Gregory trying to get out the right side, getting any sort of room. But they're only stopped for a gain of 2.
And this time, Kent State was able to stop that outside run. Toledo's been doing that a lot, going to that right side. Good run blocking over there so far, but that time, not so much.
Oh, quick throw. Tanner Jones having to throw that one before anything was open. Pressure was almost going to get there, so he felt it and got rid of it. Yeah,
it was a jailbreak up front. And Jones really didn't have any time to even look to see where his receivers were. He just threw that one away.
3rd down and 8. Can Kent State get the stop? Handoff to Gregory as he turns upfield, and he's going to be 2 yards short. I thought he was going to fall forward for that one, but Kent State, good job getting the stop.
Yeah, that's Jennings coming up, making a big hit right before the sticks, and a good stop. Way to get off the field if you're Kent State's defense there.
All right, so Toledo, they got their first win of the season last week, defeating Miami, Ohio, and here sort of like they have the momentum carrying over from that game.
Yeah, they've done a great job carrying that momentum over, and like we mentioned at the top, this is a big one. If they can get their second conference win here, that puts them right towards the top with Ohio and this Kent State team who already has 2 conference wins.
Tate dropping back, moving around in the pocket, and delivers a strike to John Blair for 22 yards.
Blair did a good job finding a hole there in the zone, and they didn't have very many out in the route. It looked like there was 2, maybe 3 receivers out. So Blair does a good job finding the soft spot and picks up a big gain there on first down.
First down and 10 for the Golden Flashes, just like that, inside Toledo territory. King Jr. coming in motion again, setting up, and they're going to try the receiver screen to the halfback. And it seemed like you run that play a couple times, and Toledo gets a jump on it.
Yeah, that was the same play they ran in the first quarter. They just bring him over in motion, line him up right behind the receivers. So it's a pretty simple read for the Toledo defense, and they went out and made a quick stop.
Dylan Tate breaking out, and he's going to take a body with him inside the red zone for the back-to-back drives. Hopefully for this one, Kent State wants to put some points on the board.
Yeah, like you said, this is the second drive in a row they've gotten down. This time just outside the red zone right now. The turnover on downs before, so they've found a way to move the football, and now they got to find a way to put it in the end zone.
First down and 10. Tate will hand this one off to King Jr. going up the middle as he will pick up. Oh, he's still on his feet. He's not down, and he's going to pick up 8 yards. Good recognition by King Jr. that he wasn't down and keeps going.
Yeah, Heil has to come back and make a tackle on that one, and King just bounced off of some bodies, landed on top of somebody, and popped up. He didn't hear a whistle, so he's going to keep going.
And there's Jordan Tate, and he carries it inside the 3-yard line, as now Kent State takes their first time out of the game.
Oh, we're seeing the offensive line again on this drive really taking control, and I would look for them to keep running it. I wouldn't see a drop-back pass.
Tate trying to get to the outside, but who else but Ace Aries coming in and getting the stop.
Yeah, good job by Aries, and I believe that was also Chris Grizzly over there along with him, or Cliff Grizzly, excuse me, chasing down the quarterback.
And there goes Tyler King Jr., powers his way across the goal line. Kent State scores their first touchdown of the game, courtesy of Tyler King Jr. And just like that, pending the extra point, we're looking at another 1-point ball game.
And you've got a big back there. You might as well give it to him on the goal line. He outweighs just about everybody. So a good call to hand it to him up the middle and let him punch his way into the end zone.
So another good answer drive from Kent State, but you have to go back. Could that turnover on downs prove to be costly? Because if they went for the field goal, they would have the lead right now.
Yeah, but I'm not going to second guess that call. I would have gone for it as well. You had momentum going, but this is a good
nice
way to
return,
swing it.
trying to break it in. He will be pushed out of bounds, but he's going to set up as Elan Olive, and he'll set up the Rockets in good field position.
Yeah, we were just talking about momentum going Kent State's way, and as we were talking about it, Olive does a great job of swinging momentum back towards the Rockets, and now across midfield, starting in plus field position.
Jones, pistol set look. He drops back, pressure down, and he goes as the pocket getting home for the first time is Oliver Saxon with the sack.
Great job spinning to the inside of the block as Jones tried to step up, and Saxon just met him right there.
Now empty set look, firing it underneath. Pass is caught by Elan Olive. He had the big return, and here he gets the first reception and picks up 12.
And no need to rush right now if you're Toledo. You've got 2 timeouts and a minute plus to go still. This is a big third down, so don't rush. Make sure you pick up this first down and then use your timeout and set things up.
3 of 5 on third down, make that 4 of 6. As Trevor Parr, we haven't heard his name since the first quarter, makes his third reception.
A good catch there. Looked like Kent State secondary backed up a little bit too far. Parr just was able to catch it around the sticks and turn it upfield.
2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom, and they're going to hand it off to Gregory as he takes a shot from Glisek, but not before he picks up just 1 on the play.
Yeah, Glisek does a great job coming upfield, making a stop, and then that'll force Toledo to use their second timeout.
Jones, quick throw across the middle, and it falls off the hands. Incomplete. Had the receiver, but threw it into double coverage. Meanwhile, number 8 Auburn leads Florida 30-13, as that one will enter the fourth quarter, going over on Twitch.tv. Here it's 3rd down and 9. They're looking to convert another 3rd down. They're going to hand it off to Gregory, and he is going to be pushed down. Picks up 3 on the play. But Kent State getting the stop and holding Toledo to a field goal opportunity.
Good drive, though, by Toledo. They were set up in great field position. At least get it down here, get some points on the board to answer that Kent State drive.
And so here is going to be a play clock, winding that one down. Both teams have one timeout left. But it looks like Toledo wants to make this one of the last plays of the first half, and I don't blame him after what we just saw from Kent State.
Yeah, we saw a solid drive, and if you get this one down to almost nothing, you leave Kent State with only a chance to score points, a big return.
Snap is down, kick is on the way, and with 3 seconds left, the field goal is no good.
Well, and just like that, momentum swings right back to Kent State, and a missed field goal with 3 seconds to go, and I know it would only give them a 4-point lead, but points right now are very important. And that makes up for the turnover on downs on the other side a little bit ago.
Yeah, conservative play call to Tyler King Jr. to close out the first half of play. Toledo, 4-point favor coming into this one, up by 1, 14-13. And so, Nate, as we come into the halftime studios, to the viewers watching it on YouTube, just some of your thoughts on the first half of play.
Well, pretty consistent football from both teams. The defenses made some plays. We saw the offense, both offenses made a couple of big plays. Obviously, the big pass play for the touchdown for Toledo. But both teams did a lot of stringing together drives, which bodes well going down the stretch as you wear out some of the defensive players. And again, the quarterbacks on the ground are going to be a big key down the stretch.
And so we were talking about turnovers because of the standings being so close between these two teams. But it looked like only both teams taking kind of a conservative approach to this one. But it was Tanner Jones that opened it up with taking that shot deep downfield.
I think we're going to see some more of that in the second half. Still going to be fairly conservative at times, but you will see some shots downfield, especially from Kent State. I feel like they're going to have to open it up a little bit. They're getting a lot of good running from their quarterback, Dylan Tate, but the passing game is going to have to become a factor down the stretch as well.
Just want to thank everybody watching on YouTube. We got 45 viewers tuning in. Remember to smash that like button. We got Corey Dobbins, Beaver Achilles, Elon Olive is in chat, Dallas Gregory, Ace Aries, Mobile Sports Machine is in chat, S. Brady is in chat, Sean Moore, maybe getting some scouting opportunities for the next game coming up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this one on YouTube. So 1st down and 10, Toledo will start with the ball first, and they'll be in the pistol set. Handoff to Gregory, going up the middle as he's going to be hit and dropped by Gleesick.
Yeah, Gleesick did a great job there, and we've seen this multiple times from him, just stepping up, filling the hole. 4-yard run by Gregory, though, not a bad play on 1st down.
So 2nd down and 6, very manageable. Tanner Jones will take a shot deep, but he overshoots his intended receiver by 10 yards.
Yeah, he just got a little bit of happy feet there in the pocket. He had a little more time than I think he realized and didn't let his receiver continue downfield on his route and overthrew him.
Trips to the bottom of the formation here for Jones on 3rd down. Pocket starting to collapse around him, and he senses the pressure and throws this one away.
A good pressure late, but a great job by that Kent State secondary. They were in zone, and he had nowhere to throw the football, and he wasn't going to force one in. Again, being conservative, making sure you take care of the football, punt it, and play defense.
Are you kind of surprised, though, that he threw that one away and not try to maybe throw it close to the sticks or maybe somewhere around the 1st down marker?
If he's going to throw it, throwing it away is the right play. I'm a little more surprised he didn't pull it down and try and run with it. We've seen both quarterbacks do that with some success tonight.
1st down and 10 is Kent State set up in good field position in Toledo territory on the return. Play action for Tate. Taking a shot. He finds Radloff. He's going to trot his way all the way down to the 24-yard line. One play, and all she wrote for 24 yards. Big play for the Flashes.
And that was very similar to the play we saw in the first half, a play-action pass. This time, instead of going to the corner, Ratloff drags it across the field at a deep drag route, and he's open again. So now we see Kent State taking advantage of the run game, going play-action and hitting a big one downfield.
Looks like the corners are pressing, and it's going to be a handoff to Tyler King Jr., and it looked like a good opportunity for the corner to stay there in the press coverage with Ace Aries coming in and making the stop. He's up to 6 and 2 tackles for loss and a sack.
If it wasn't for Aries getting over there, we may have seen King run for a little bit longer. He had some room on the outside. Good job by Aries closing down quickly.
And a second down, they're going to try the halfback screen, but that's not going to work as Shane Yost, who's having a big game, comes down and makes the stop.
Yeah, good job by Yost getting upfield there to make that stop quickly. 3rd and 9 coming up, and a big play here for Kent State's offense.
Tate dropping back, pockets clean, throws it underneath to King Jr., but it falls incomplete. Ace Aries in the vicinity, so it looks like King Jr. heard some footsteps.
Yeah, and that throw was a little bit low for King. But again, like you said, Aries in the area. That play wasn't going to pick up a first down even if he catches it.
And now we have kickers trading missed field goals as Dion Wyatt, will push this one to the left. They had the distance, but just getting a little bit to the left there.
Yeah, rough couple of nights here for kickers in the MAC. We saw some misses last night. Now a couple tonight for both teams. Got to shake that off. This could be big. We might need a kicker in the last play of the game, the way this one's going.
The Newman machine, though, for Auburn is starting to get going as Ron Newman takes another one in for a touchdown as Auburn is up 37-13 with 5:07 left to go in the game. That one over on twitch.tv as number 8 seems to be handling and taking care of business against Florida. And here looks like Toledo trying to get that going as well, taking care of business, but it's Tanner Jones picking up 9 on the play. But Kent State still in this one and fighting as Ezekiel Pitts with the stop.
Yeah, a big hit there by Pitts on the quarterback. That's not a shot you want your quarterback taking very often. So maybe next time Jones will think about sliding as he gets downfield.
2nd and 1. Handoff to Gregory up the middle, and he's going to pick up 6 on the play as Rocket Man is doing some dances on the sidelines.
That's a good run by Gregory, and it's that right side of the Toledo offensive line again. They're kind of dominating things over there. But Kent State's going to have to find a way to shut that side down.
Trips to the top, but they're going to run to the right side. And so it's going to be only a gain of 1 on the play as the weak side, not the strong side there.
Yeah, this time they were able to shut that down. I believe that was Gleasack that got over there and made that stop. So they're seeing it coming. And Jones didn't see that coming.
No, he didn't, as Dick Manson getting in there for his first sack as he pushes and bull rushes his way to Tanner Jones.
Yeah, you said it. It was just a simple bull rush, and the guard couldn't handle him, and it's a big sack there.
Manchin getting in there, so it's going to be 3rd and a country mile for the Toledo Rockets and Tanner Jones. Trips to the bottom of the formation for him. He drops back. He's going to take a shot deep, and this one's going to be intercepted by the Golden Flashes. And going back, delivering a stiff arm on the play as Dale Uber with the interception. So he's having a big game. 3 tackles in there. They were looking for the receiver, Justin Rivers, but it just underthrew it by Tanner Jones.
Yeah, Rivers had a step, and he was behind everybody. And like you said, Uber does a great job catching up and running that one down. So a big play by Kent State after the missed field goal. Now let's see if they can get some points off of it.
Going to start with a Jace Nickelberry 3-yard reception. So 2nd down and 7.
Just a nice, quick, simple throw. Get something going to start this drive, and 2nd and 7 coming up.
Ratloff in motion from left to right. He sets up. Tate looking to make some adjustments. He's going to fire it. Pass is going to be caught by Ratloff, who makes the reception. So 1st down, as it looks like Kent State trying to get some points and maybe take the lead for the first time of the game.
And Ratloff is becoming a go-to guy here for Tate. When he needs a big catch, that's the direction he's looking right now.
Trying to get out the left side or right side, but it's going to be stopped as Morris with his first sack on the night, adding to an impressive stat line.
And I'm surprised Tate went to the side there. It looked like he could have gone up in the pocket a little bit and maybe held in for another second or two, but he just has to take off a little bit too quick, and it's a big sack, bringing up a second and very long.
2nd and 16. Tate dropping back. Pressure was coming on a blitz. He fires it out to Tyler King Jr. for a pickup of 6 on the play, but still going to set up a long 3rd and 9.
King was running a little bit of a wheel route there, and the pressure made Tate throw it a little bit quicker than he wanted to, and he wasn't able to stay in bounds as the ball was behind him.
3rd down and 9 for Tate. He's got all sorts of time, and he finds the receiver, Tyler King Jr. on the wheel route for 24 yards, and he's pushed out of bounds by Shane Yost.
Well, they went right back to that wheel route, and this time Tate had time to find King going down the sideline, puts a good ball on him, and he lets him catch it and keep running. A big play, and Kent State is getting back within field goal range.
2 receivers to the bottom of the formation, 1 to the top for Dylan Tate, who's going to hand it off to Tyler King Jr. getting out the right side, but the pressure was coming down, and good job from the Toledo Rockets as Aaron Hill getting in there yet again.
And Ken Williams was there as well, coming up and helping get that stop. So a good job converging quickly and holding that one to only 3.
Tate shrugging off tacklers, and he picks up 5 yards on the play, setting up 3rd down and 2. Meanwhile, Levi Timms hauls in a touchdown pass from Blevins and the 2-point conversion, as well as Florida pulls within 16 with 2:08 left to go in the 4th quarter. That went over on Twitch.tv. And Jordan Tate with the carry, but it's going to be 4th down and 1.
Well, I'm a little surprised they're not going for this one. They've had some trouble with the field goal unit, but a chance to take the lead, so you want to try and get it where you can.
Yeah, Wyatt will tack this one through the uprights, and it's a 2-point ball game in favor of Kent State, who's up 16-14. Remember, Toledo is the 4-point favorite coming into this one, as they had the lead for most of the game, but here with 3 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter, Kent State takes the first lead of the game.
That was a good drive to get downfield, get the field goal. Good job by Toledo's defense to stiffen up and force that field goal attempt. And like I said, we've seen a couple of misses, I think both on that end of the field. So a good job with keeping confidence in your kicker, and he goes out and rewards you for it.
Jones will hand it off to Gregory going up the middle. He picks up 9 before he's going to be tackled on the play.
Again, Toledo just opening up holes in the middle of that line, and a good job by Gregory hitting it quickly, didn't wait around, and gets himself 9 yards.
And off to Gregory yet again, and a good stop on the play by big old number 99, Colt Jenkins, for the Flashes, getting off of his tackle very quickly and holding Gregory to only a small gain on the play.
Just a small gain, but it is enough to keep the chains moving. And like you said, Jenkins does a great job fighting off the block. Gregory had a chance to maybe bounce that one towards the right side, but Jenkins shut him down.
Looks like man coverage as the receiver coming in motion. Handoff up the middle to Gregory, and it is stopped, and there's nowhere to go. Loss of 3 thanks to Kelby Gilbert.
Gilbert just came off the outside there like a missile and was able to shut that one down in the backfield.
Trips to the top here. Pistol set look for Tanner Jones, trying to set up the halfback screen, but Gregory was late coming in. He was stopped, but he picks up, still gets the reception, but for a loss of 5 on the play, and it's going to be 3rd and a country mile. Meanwhile, we got developing stories going on over with number 8 Auburn and Florida. Levi Timms has activated beast mode because he has just got his 2nd touchdown in a minute, as it's now 37-29 as Auburn leads with 1:08 left to go in the game. Here, 3rd and 18, trying to set up the halfback screen, as this time Fuller will get it. Nice little shifty move, picks up 7, but still going to have to punt the ball back to Kent State.
Yeah, a long way to go on that one. So a safe call on the screen. Make sure you don't put the ball in harm's way. We've seen that a lot from both teams. And you let Gregory, who's got some moves and some wheels, try and pick it up on his own.
And we've seen some good special teams plays as Jordan Tate for 12 yards, getting close to the 40-yard line. All right, So, Nate, we've seen a couple plays here, a couple series in the third quarter. What are your thoughts here on both teams and what changes they've made?
Well, the defenses have done a pretty decent job, but the offenses have gone to the ground or these short throws and screens, and they've really let the running backs and the quarterbacks take over with their legs in the second half.
King Jr. has just done a great job of maintaining his balance and falling on players, because there was 2 seconds there that came off the clock because he wasn't down.
Yeah, good job just being aware of what's going on, knowing your knees or your elbows haven't hit the ground yet. And if the ref isn't going to blow the whistle, go ahead and get up and make the ref decide whether you were down or not.
Ace Aries in on the stop, but not before Tyler King Jr. gets close to the first down marker, 3rd down and short.
Good job by Trent Williams coming up and stopping him short of the first down. He's got 8 tackles tonight.
3rd and 1, under a minute to go in the third quarter. It's going to be a handoff to King Jr., breaking it outside. He picks up 6 yards, but it was just enough for the first down.
And we're seeing both offenses now controlling the line of scrimmage, trying to wear down the opposing defensive lines, and it's working for both teams. So it's just going to be a matter of what defense can make a play first and keep their offense in a good position to score points.
Doesn't see anything he likes, decides to take off. He trucks through 2 defenders. Still on his feet, falls forward. First down, Dylan Tate.
Great job by Tate. Like you said, he runs over a couple of guys as Heil gets a tackle there. But again, he ran through 2 guys and fell forward for an extra 4 yards.
Throws as he was hit, setting up the halfback screen to Jordan Tate. Picks up 1 on the play before Barnes comes in and gets the stop. Meanwhile, number 8 Auburn holds on, and they get the victory in Gainesville, but not before Florida made it a little bit too close, as it's 37-29, the final in Gainesville. Here it's going to be thrown out to Kyle Perry for a pickup of 5 on the play, and that's going to take us to the fourth quarter. Put your 4s up in chat as we got Kent State and Toledo in a barn burner, 16-14 the score. But Kent State has the ball and they're marching downfield. Will they score? Find out. We'll be back. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube. And we're here at the Glass Bowl, back for the start of the fourth quarter. Jeff Melanishin joining me in the broadcast booth is Nate Murphy. Dylan Tate dropping back. He's going to fire this one underneath, but it's going to be stopped 2 yards short. Gary Ken with the reception. And now Kent State has a decision.
Well, they're going to kick the field goal here, and I think it's the right call. Give this kicker a chance to put some more points on the board. He's proven he can do it, and he's got another one.
He knocks it through the uprights, but credit to Aaron Heil, who gets the stop and forces that opportunity of either going for it or kicking the field goal. But I think if it was maybe 4th and inches or 4th and 1, they would have went for it.
Yeah, if he would have got a little bit closer, I agree. They probably would have taken a shot. They've got King, a big back in the backfield. But get points where you can get them in this one, because it's going to come down to the last possession.
The over-under on this game was 56.5, and we are not even close to that yet. But we could see a barrage in the offense here, as this is the fourth quarter. And handoff to Gregory up the middle as he picks up 5.
Good job just getting up the middle quickly, and that looked like Clever Moss coming up and making a tackle. Again, Toledo, they're going to do the same thing Kent State did on their last drive. They're going to try and create holes with their offensive line and let their big back chew up some yards.
There it is, Gregory, another pickup of 6 on the play, as it seems like he's averaging 4.6, but it seems like every time you look up, he's getting 6 yards easily.
Yeah, he's done a great job, and again, they're riding that right side of the offensive line, the left side of the Kent State defense, so they're going to have to make an adjustment and get some help over on that left side.
Rocky doing dances as Elon Olive with his second grab, and there they actually rolled out and went to Tanner Jones's left side.
Yeah, it's a tough throw for a right-handed quarterback, but off the play action toward that right side where they've had success running the ball, it's a good call, and it paid off for them.
He keeps it here for a pickup of 8 on the option keeper. Jones looking really impressive here on this drive as Gabriel Cole with his 5th tackle.
Yeah, he's doing it with his legs and his arm and just making the right decisions. The only mistake he's made is that interception earlier on, but he's been pretty solid the whole game.
Nice triple option call as Olive taking it down the sidelines. Gets pushed out of bounds, but not before he takes 28 yards on the rush.
And that was a great time to call that triple option look. And that's the first time I believe we've seen the triple option tonight out of Toledo. So a surprise play there, and it gets him a big gain, gets him down inside the 15 and a chance to take the lead right back.
Gabriel Cole was the first one to slow Olive down, but Olive shrugged him off like a sack of potatoes. Meanwhile, Tanner Jones will keep it on the option keeper, trying to turn it up the left side as it was coming down and making the stop, number 22, Scott Jones.
So Jones on Jones there, and a good job by Kent State's defense. There was 3 guys there to make sure that Tanner couldn't find the end zone on that one.
Jones dropping back from shotgun. He's going to fire to the end zone. Oh, he had a receiver wide open, but not on the same page with Justin Rivers.
Looks like he just didn't get his feet set, so he couldn't quite fire that one in there low enough. It sails on him a little bit, and it's a big 3rd down here for both teams.
3rd and 6, Jones. Pressure starting to collapse, and he just has to throw this one away.
Good job by the Kent State secondary. There was nowhere to go with it. The pressure finally started to get there, and again, Jones does the right thing and doesn't force one into coverage.
We got 56 viewers tuning in on YouTube. If you just joining us from the Auburn and Florida game as the turnover on downs, thank you for tuning into this one. And so the ball will go to Kent State.
A good defensive stand there. And again, initially, Jones had some time to throw it, but the pocket breaks down. There was nobody open, and he just kind of forced one towards the end zone. There wasn't really a receiver in the area. Kent State does a great job turning that one over on downs.
Quick receiver throw out to the left side. Jason Nickelberry, that's been basically the way that he's been held in check, is because they're using him on these receiver screens.
And Trent Williams comes up and makes another tackle, and we've seen him nearly pick one of those off. So if they're going to keep throwing those quick ones, they're going to eventually maybe get one jumped.
Ben Jackson with the stop. He gets his first sack, but you could think the defensive line getting the pressure there. Ace Aries coming in on a blitz.
Aries comes in on the blitz, gets the first hit on him, and then there for the cleanup and the big sack. But a 3rd down and long from your 2-yard line, and this is when you really have to be careful with the football.
3rd and 16. They're going to go conservative. Hand it off to King Jr. trying to break it. But he picks positive yards, 6 yards, and makes it 4th and 10, so at least gives the punter a little bit of a space to get the punt away.
That was the best possible outcome of that play. He's able to get 6, get back to the original line of scrimmage. So now your punter can have that full 12 yards or so to drop back to take this snap.
And so Elon Olive will carry, Adam Fuller for 12 yards. I thought he was going to bust that one out, as he had all sorts of blocking over on the left side, but give credit to the Gunners for the Golden Flashes.
Now, good tackle right as it looked like he was about to break it to his left. He had room to go. So a good tackle to hold him right where he was.
Here's that triple option. Oh, but Jones was too strong, tackled by Pitts, as he wasn't able to get the pitch off.
Yeah, Ezekiel Pitts there, he actually defended that entire triple option by himself. He took the dive back and then was able to come off of that and dive out and make the tackle on Jones before he could get the pitch off.
Talk about not needing any of your teammates. The coming in motion is the tight end, Oliver Cabot, as Jones taking a shot, but it falls incomplete. Again, these long plays now haven't been working for Tanner Jones.
Well, he had pressure right in his face on that one, and I don't think he could step into the throw like he wanted to. So a good job by this Kent State defensive line, getting pressure up the middle.
But he finds his receiver here for a big gain, and inside, getting close, about a yard short of the 10-yard line, is Trevor Parr, who's up to 50 yards on 4 receptions, but the pocket was starting to collapse, and Pitts having to chase down Parr.
Well, a good job by Parr just making a nice quick cut to get to the outside. A good job by Jones finding him, and Parr is able to turn it upfield to get the big gain. And we've seen him on 4 catches, and a couple of them he's done that exactly, turn it upfield and get good yardage.
Keeping it on the option keeper is Tanner Jones, but he is going to be sacked for a loss of 4 on the play. Pitts having a big series here, and especially when Kent State needs him to hold this 4-point lead.
Yeah, Pitts did a good job on the triple option earlier. This time he just comes up when he sees Jones start to take off, and he's able to meet him in the backfield, knock him down for a 4-yard loss.
5-point lead, 19-14 the score. Fourth quarter, under 5 minutes to go. Option keeper, and it's going to be pitched late and into the end zone goes Jeremy McMahon. He has a receiving touchdown and now has a rushing touchdown as Toledo regains the lead.
And that was a great play call. They've gone back to that triple option multiple times now in the last couple of series, and we've seen it hit big twice. And this time McMahon, the beneficiary of a very late pitch. And now I think we're going to see a 2-point conversion to try and make this a 3-point ball game.
I just have to say, if anybody's betting on this over or under, you guys are starting to biting your nails here. Going for 2. Jones will fire it underneath, but it was going to be caught by Rivers, but for no gain on the play, as that one's going to be no good. And so Toledo, who could increase the lead by 2 going with the extra point, will now only be up by 1.
Well, a 2-point lead or a 1-point lead at this situation in the game really makes no difference. Trying to get that field goal lead, I understand going for 2. And actually, if Rivers just sits at the goal line where he was, I think they complete that one for the 2.
Ooh, nice return out and a nice vision. The ball is loose, and it is picked up by Toledo. We're going to have to look at this one again.
That was a great hit down the sideline, and that ball, I don't know how it didn't bounce out of bounds. But there you see the total yardage. This game has been completely even all throughout, and it's a big turnover here, and that could be the difference maker.
Ooh, we have not seen a lot of turnovers in this game, and they're not even going to take another look at this one. Dallas Gregory with a pickup of 2.
And now it's time to ride the big back. If you're Toledo, you got Gregory at 245. You got Tanner Jones, who's made some good decisions and run the ball well. So it's time to start trying to grind the clock down a little bit with a 1-point lead.
Option keeper for Jones, trying to break it outside, but he's going to be stopped on the play.
Yeah, good job there, getting a quick stop. I missed the number to see who that was. I apologize.
Albert Saxon.
A great job there by Saxon. He read that play very well and was able to knock Jones down near the line of scrimmage.
Gregory, a little shimmy at the line of scrimmage as soon as he got the ball, and it turns out to work great for him. He's over the century mark now, picks up 8 and a first down.
A good run there by Gregory, just right up the middle, and that's where this running game is going to pay dividends. This offensive line is worn out. Kent State here in this one.
And look at Fuller go. People are just wailing, trying to dive for him to bring him down, and he picks up a big gain on the play. First down, and just like that, Toledo inside the red zone yet again.
Well, Fuller averaging over 10 yards a carry now. He's only ran it 3 times, but he's that change of pace back, and there you saw Gregory of the play before really pounded up the middle. Fuller takes advantage and goes to the outside and gets a big gain.
Clubber Moss in on the stop. First down and 10, coming up to almost under 3 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, as it looks like Tanner Jones just going to try to bleed some of the play clock now.
Yeah, good call here. Run down the clock and take your chances with the running game. You've got to drive going with the running game.
Remember, Toledo, the 4-point favorite. A field goal will do just that. But that probably won't be the last score of the game. Handoff to Fuller going up the middle, and he's delivering a stiff arm, but he's going to be stopped. Picks up 8 on the play. White in on the stop.
Good job there by Trey White holding on, and actually did a good job pushing him backwards. They'll give Fuller forward progress, so a 2nd and 2 coming up.
Yeah, Trey White went for a ride on that one, and that was a free ride as well. So 2nd down and 2. 2:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. 15 seconds on the play clock, and they're going to take this one down. But surprisingly, Kent State not deciding to take any timeouts yet.
Well, they know that those could be important on their following drive. They'll still be within a possession, regardless of the outcome of this one.
Handoff to Gregory, breaking it to the left. Delivers a stiff arm and gets the first down, and that's the worst thing that could have happened for the Golden Flashes.
Yeah, they weren't able to get him down quite fast enough, and now Kent State will start to use those timeouts.
Almost like you just got to let them score, and now the stop in the backfield by Dan Gleesick as it's 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, and that's one thought process. Now you have only one timeout, so you let them score, and you're within one possession, and there you see the touchdown.
There it is, Tanner Jones from 8 yards out, getting on the board with a rushing touchdown in this one. And so, again, let them score. Now you got 1:53 left to go. The only thing is you only got one timeout. But, again, college rules, when you get a first down, Clock stops to move the chains.
Absolutely. 153 is an eternity in the college game. First downs, getting out of bounds, stopping the clock. And you know everything is 4-down territory now, so you're going to see some chances being taken. And you can still work the middle of the field, though you have plenty of time with 153 to go.
So now a touchdown, and they need the 2-point conversion if Kent State has any opportunity to take this one into overtime. Is Jordan Tate on the return. So 1:49 left to go, and now we can see the maturation process for Dylan Tate. The freshman 4-star quarterback, he is thrown into the Wolves here. So first down and 10, dropping back, will fire it underneath, but it falls incomplete.
A good job by that Toledo defense, and you're probably going to see a lot of 3-man pressure, drop 8, and make the young quarterback make the right read and beat you down the field.
Second down and 10. Looks like the linebacker is moving up closer to the line of scrimmage. Raloff going in motion from right to left. Tate dropping back. He's got all sorts of time. He's going to take a shot to the sidelines, but it's out of bounds. And just like that, it's third down and 10.
Well, you don't need to get it all here. You've got plenty of time, and you know it's 2-down territory, so make sure you make the smart play, even if that means dumping it down here on 3rd and long.
Those just joining us, Toledo having the lead 27-19. They're a 4-point favorite. Tate will fire it and delivers to Jace Nickelberry for 41 yards.
And somehow Nickelberry is able to get behind everybody, and when you're playing 3-deep zone like Toledo was, that's the last thing that you can have happen. And that's a good job chasing him down just to make sure he doesn't put that one in the end zone. So 1.5 minutes to go, sitting at the 30, so we've got all kinds of time here in this one.
And that's not what the viewers want, who bet the under on this one. Tate dropping back. He doesn't say anything he likes, decides to take off, gets out of the hole some way, somehow, picks up 6.
A good job. And now in this position in the field, you can do that if you're Dylan Tate. Before, you had to sit in the pocket a little bit longer and try and force something downfield. Now he can use his legs and keep that Toledo defense guessing.
Crowd in the glass bowl going wild here, urging their defense on. Incomplete, so third down and 4.
And he had a guy there breaking towards the sideline. He's got to put that one on him because that would have been a big first down.
Third and 4 with exactly a minute left to go in the fourth quarter. Pump fake. Tate taking off and running with it. He could get the first down. He's hit. The ball is loose. Picked up by the offensive line for Kent State as they hold on to the ball. Clock is ticking, 4th down and 2.
You got to go for it here, and maybe you take the timeout, but they're going to keep going.
Quick snap. Going to be out, hit the goal line. As that's a first down with 42 seconds left to go. Dylan Tate to John Blair.
Well, I was saying maybe you take your timeout and get set up, but moving fast worked in their advantage. Toledo couldn't get set up, and that one, I'm surprised they didn't call that one a touchdown, as it looked like he got to the pylon, but first and goal from just outside the goal line.
Tate dropping around, looking underneath, touchdown, Jace Nickelberry, as Kent State now needing the 2-point conversion.
Well, they got the first part of it down. They got the touchdown. And like you said, the all-important 2-point conversion. A good job by Tate moving to his right and finding Nickelberry back in the middle of the field.
27-25. Tight end going in motion to the slot, looking underneath. Touchdown, 2-point conversion is good to Dustin Tate.
What a drive and what a finish to this one. And we've still got 38 seconds and Toledo has 3 timeouts, so let's not count this one out yet. But Tate did a good job, a quick slant, and they put it right on him to tie this one up.
What a game. 27-27. Dylan Tate marching the goal and flashes downfield, but exactly what my partner Nate said. Yellen Olive with the return, had a good return a couple of kickoffs ago, but here it's held in check, so 35 seconds left to go, and they got a senior quarterback in Tanner Jones with 3 timeouts.
And we've seen Jones hit the home run already in this one, but I don't think Kent State is going to give them anything deep. They're going to probably back up and play an umbrella defense here and not let them get beat deep.
Setting up the halfback screen to Dallas Gregory. He's being chased and he breaks out of a tackle, gets out of bounds, and preserves those 3 timeouts with 29 seconds to go.
Good job getting to the sideline there, and it's the right call. You set up a screen, you see what you can get on that first down, And if you don't get much, then you back off and maybe play for overtime. But you got enough to maybe take a couple of shots here.
Tanner Jones firing it, and it's going to fall incomplete off the hands of the receiver. 3rd down and 2.
Uber there with a good pass breakup, diving in front. And if he didn't get a hand on it, he certainly caused the distraction enough to get the drop.
Jones looking to take off, but he runs into the defensive line, and there to get the stop is Dick Manchin. And here it's 4th and 7, and they're going to punt this one, and this game is still not over. Kent State has a timeout left.
That was kind of an odd timeout there by Toledo if you're just going to punt the football. They'll see if that comes back to cost them, as now Kent State is going to start in plus territory with a timeout to go.
54 total points, 56.5 was the over-under. So a field goal will give the over. So 13 seconds left to go. Dylan Tate, can he do it again? He takes off and runs. He's shaking out of tackles. 10-yard rush as they are going to hurry it up with 5 seconds left to go. This is going to be the last play of the game. Tate, he's going to have to take off. No, he's going to run with it, and he's going to slide as they had a timeout left to take a field goal. But just like that, it is overtime, so free football.
What a finish to this one. Maybe take your time out and throw the Hail Mary. We saw Clemson win one on a Hail Mary last night. Would have been an interesting way to end another one tonight. But like you said, we've got free football, and you can't beat that.
No, you can't. 27-27, so the next points will give the over. As Tate throwing it on the run, but it falls incomplete. Ace Aries in on the coverage.
A good job by Toledo's defense, forcing a quick throw there. They had pressure up the middle, and that was a dangerous pass, and he was lucky to see it fall incomplete.
Tate looking around, taking a shot, and it's caught. Touchdown, Brian Ruddy.
Ruddy, he finds a hole there in the 2-deep zone, just runs a simple post route, beats the safety to the inside, and Tate puts that one right on the money. You can't get it any better than that, and it's a big touchdown to start overtime for Kent State.
The freshman 4-star quarterback Dylan Tate, the last 2 minutes of the game has been all his to his name. And boy, what a throw to Brian Ruddy, who came into this one with no touchdowns. And there he gets his first CFSL touchdown. So now the extra point is good. Toledo will get the ball, and they need a touchdown. Tanner Jones will just miss it, and that getting the foot down, incomplete.
Good throw, but just a little too far, and the receiver didn't have a chance to even really attempt to get his foot down in bounds. So a big play there for Kent State's defense.
Looking across the middle, fumble! It is picked up by Kent State. If it stands, they will win the game.
What a play, and what a heartbreaking way for this one to end if you're Toledo. A good throw and a good catch, but an even better hit, and that was 52 Ezekiel Pitts knocking that one loose. A great job by the big guy, putting the helmet right on the football, and that's going to be how this one ends.
Wow, what a game. So, Nate, just give a couple of seconds of your thoughts on this one.
Dylan Tate really came of age. Looked like it was down and out. A great job on the last drive and the 2-point conversion, and then the dime in overtime. Good game by Toledo. Keep your heads up. You guys have a great team over there.
So on behalf of my analyst, Nate Murphy, and executive producer, Mike Peters, and associate producer, David Roy, I'm Jeff Melanishin, and this has been a presentation of the College Football Sim League on PX1 Sports on YouTube. Once again, the final score, Kent State in overtime, 34-27. And we'll be back at 8:45 roughly with number 13, Michigan, versus number 1, Boise on Twitch, and Ohio and Bowling Green on YouTube.